created this graphic while I was looking at the forecast for late next week when our temperatures push into the middle and upper 50s, near 60 degrees. So I thought it was warranted that you should know we're 23 days away from the beginning of spring. We have cold temperatures to get through before you're going to notice a difference. This is where we started this morning, pretty much just like the forecast. Minus readings in the Gunnison Valley, mid-teens for the Tri-County area. And we're going to go colder tomorrow morning. Many of us will be in the single digits, so make sure you're prepared. Make sure you bring in those dogs, any pets that are outside, any farm animals you might want to look into. We're going to have single-digit starts tomorrow, so another frigid day and another cold afternoon as well. These are unofficial, but this is where we've hit so far. We did better today. Yesterday we were in the upper 20s, Montrose Grand Junction. Today we hit the mid-30s, so it is an improvement technically, but remember, we're supposed to be at 50 degrees for Grand Junction, near 50 for Montrose. So we're still dealing with cold temperatures this afternoon as we wrap up the work week. A little bit of a wind chill as well, so wind speeds based on the temperatures and the wind chill feel probably busting up around the 5 to 15 mile per hour zone for many locations, and that's just what we have. As far as top wind gusts go, well, manageable, better than we've been in the last couple of days. Storm system in exit mode, but the new one came through this morning, put down some very light snow from Loma to Mac with 1 to 2 inches, some fresh snow recorded up in Glade Park. This was never supposed to make it as far south as it did this morning. We even had a trace at Grand Junction. We had about 1 inch in Clifton. We had 1 to 3 inches along the I-70 corridor for Rifle, Glenwood Springs. Of course, 3 inches up on the Grand Mesa, and when we look at Montrose, we've had a scattering of measurements anywhere from less than ½ an inch to slightly over 1 inch. So this system, this week one, not a part of the original storm from the Monday to Thursday routine, is on its way out. We still have cloud coverage tonight. We're going to clear some skies out. We don't have hazardous weather associated with it, but remember, roads can ice, and we've had snow recently, and you'll get some of that high February sun angle, early March sun angle, so you'll get some melting in the high country, so that'll refreeze during the overnight, and then these chilly temperatures. So those two are hazardous in and of themselves, but we don't have storm watches or warnings. What we do have is a dry pattern settling into the area. We have a ridge of high pressure that's going to move over, and it's going to remain as such through the course of the weekend. It'll buckle a little bit on Monday. We'll get some cloud coverage from a storm system that's going to remain in the Pacific Northwest and move right past us. Our weekend is going to work on clearing skies. We should see plenty of sunshine Saturday, Sunday, and then into next week. Into next week, that's where we hit some of those spring-like temperatures. So cool, dry, clear, and then we transition to warmer or mild, clear, and dry. Even with this rain and snow we received this week, we did a good number on our rain deficits for both Montrose and Grand Junction. We were in excess of, the deficit was at least, in excess of ½ an inch, 3/4 of an inch. Now both areas are below the ½ inch mark, so that's good news. Our peak snowfall usually occurs early April, mid-April, and then we start to talk about the runoff, the spring runoff, and the rivers start to fill up and flow. And then we start to look at summer thunderstorm patterns to refill that reservoir. But before all that begins, these are your low temperatures tomorrow, significantly colder in the Roaring Fork Valley and the Gunnison Valley tomorrow. So starting the weekend, it's going to be on a cold note, single digits for many. Again, I reiterate, those animals outside tonight shouldn't be left. Tomorrow afternoon, subtle improvement, light wind out of the north, keeping it cool with the wind chill. But if you're out working, if you're laboring in the field or doing chores outside, you will shed layers because the sun angle is getting higher and higher, and that means you will feel much better even through the course of the weekend. Now, some cloud coverage Sunday, Monday will still be very dry. Getting through the end of next week, we should hit mid-50s, upper 50s, and right when we achieve those numbers, that mild stretch, we could be looking at our next round of active weather next weekend.